interchange in Jefferson City means an easier commute for some drivers, but the industry faces a roadblock. Good afternoon, I'm Brittany Pieper.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. More projects like this could be difficult for the construction industry because of a major hurdle. Workers. KOMU8's Jacob Kornhauser is live in the capital city to explain.
I'm overlooking the new Lafayette Street interchange here in Jefferson City, and it has already eased some of the traffic there for the drivers. But if more construction workers aren't added to the Missouri workforce in the near future, the state of Missouri could face some difficult challenges when trying to complete similar projects in the future.
I love hearing those reactions. Everybody has a story of how it's made their commute better, how they can have access better. It feels as if an artery has been opened on the east side of Jefferson City.
But more arteries could go unclogged on Missouri's highways, unlike the new Lafayette interchange on U.S. Highway 50. The reason?
We are having a heck of a time finding young people to get into our industry. Can't find people, we need people. We need people, we need engineers, we need carpenters, we need craft workers.
Fewer and fewer young people are entering careers in construction, despite the fact those workers make an average of $55,000 a year in Missouri, 7% higher than other private sector jobs. One worker in the field said that boils down to how today's kids are being brought up.
The generation coming up nowadays wasn't raised more like I was. The kids got it easier, I would say. The parents ain't pushing them to work.
Which is why there is a push to get more workers in labor jobs, to give workers career longevity and pride in their work.
I've been here almost 40 years, and construction's been very good to me. I love the people I work with, the company I work for. It's very enjoyable to do projects and then go back and see what you've been a part of, the work.
So with 18,000 labor jobs expected to be needed in the state by late 2019,
the question is why young people aren't interested in jobs.
Like most construction going on in the state, the answer is still a work in progress. Construction-related jobs account for about 5% of Missouri's GDP, and therefore, obviously, they're going to have to keep that workforce steady in order to keep that figure steady. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Jacob Kornhauser, KOMU8 News.
Not far away, driving on Highway 54 near Kingdom City is smoother and safer. MoDOT improved the road with a treatment that allows for better traction. Workers added a high-friction surface treatment on the westbound lanes north of Kingdom City. The two-part process includes a layer of epoxy and a layer of aggregate with high-friction qualities. A MoDOT engineer says the contractors mastered the process.
The contractor that we have working right now, they have it down to a science. And they've actually got their own machine that they built that puts the two-part epoxy down. They actually squeegee it out onto the roadway, and then they've also got a pump that spreads the aggregate on top of it.
Lepper says MoDOT has also used the treatment on Highway 54 in Jefferson City and Route 179. He's not sure where it will be used in the future.
Kansas police found two men suspected of kidnapping and sexually assaulting a female sheriff's deputy. The deputy was kidnapped Friday night and assaulted as two men drove around town. She was eventually freed near an interstate. Authorities say the two men are in jail and they located the vehicle involved in the crime. They plan to release more details at a news conference tomorrow morning. Mizzou may look a little different by the end of the year because of changes to make the campus more inclusive and more accessible for students with disabilities. The university will renovate two buildings on campus so students with physical disabilities can enter through the front entrances. Also, handicap signs will have a figure in motion instead of just sitting in one place. One student says she's excited to see how inclusive MU is becoming.
One key thing that they mentioned was this universal design for all students, and I think that, it's cool to know that, all these changes aren't just going to benefit one group of people.
A digital accessibility initiative is also being put in place, so closed captioning will be added to all videos and instructional content.
MU researchers received grants totaling $500,000 today to continue their work on medical products. The money comes from the university's Coulter Partnership Program. Clinics and engineers partnered to test solutions for problems ranging from saving corneas longer to osteoporosis to a non-invasive way to check on the genetic health of a fetus. Researchers say the grant speeds up solutions.
Without this money, I think that the research would eventually still get done because I'm very overzealous about doing that, but it would take a lot longer time.
The ultimate goal is to get the products commercialized to reach a wider audience. Companies selling the products create jobs, and the university gets a cut of licensing fees. Here's what's happening right now. President Obama is in Greensboro, North Carolina, stumping for Hillary Clinton. He's expected to talk about the high stakes of November's election for North Carolina families. A new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll finds the gap between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump is closing. The civil war in Trump's party is more intense because of his audio tape from 2005. NBC's Steve Handelsman reports.
Donald Trump let loose after rallies in Pennsylvania. It's hard to do well when Paul Ryan and others give zero support, Trump tweeted. The House Speaker,
and it is a troubling situation. I'm serious, it is.
Had said he will stop defending Trump. John McCain said he won't vote for his party's nominee. Marco Rubio said he still will, and Trump's supporters picketed RNC headquarters. The Republican Party in crisis.
Everyone wants to pile a lot of stuff on Trump, and you can, I guess. But these problems existed within the party. We were fighting amongst ourselves before Trump showed up.
And Trump's gotten a kind of vindication. After voters heard him Friday and Saturday brag about groping women in 2005, Trump slipped 11 points behind Hillary Clinton nationally. But combine that with post-debate polling, and the gap today is 9 in the NBC News Wall Street Journal poll. Trump had already tweeted, "The shackles have been taken off me and I can now fight the way I want to." He put up a new ad.
Hillary Clinton doesn't have the fortitude, strength, or stamina.
Clinton campaigned with Al Gore in Florida.
I'm running against a guy who denies science, denies climate change.
She still leads in this battleground state.
After all that has happened, the gap between the candidates is back to what it was a month ago.
Most of Lumberton, North Carolina is underwater. Hurricane Matthew forced thousands to evacuate. The flood waters are rising and the death toll could still climb. Many other towns in North Carolina face similar flooding. A huge power outage in Southern California caused a flaring event at an old Exxon refinery. The outage happened early this morning, cutting power to more than 100,000 customers, including the refinery. When power's cut, the refinery shuts down and flaring happens to burn off any product, stop pressure, and make sure gases are safely combusted. The burn-off safety procedure sent black smoke into the air. Officials are still not sure what caused it. Samsung ended production of its troubled Galaxy Note 7 after a number of fires started. In a statement, Samsung says, "For the benefit of consumer safety, we stopped sales and exchanges of the Galaxy Note 7 and have consequently decided to permanently stop production." The company is telling users to turn off their Note 7 and return it. We had a little rain yesterday and pretty warm out there today. Let's send it over to Tori for a look at our forecast.
Thanks a lot, Brittany. We did see a nice warm up here on our Tuesday, and actually right now out your door temperatures are still hanging on to those upper 70s and lower 80s. We're at 76 in Paris, Mexico, and Colombia, 79 at the Lake of the Ozarks, still hanging on to 81 in Jefferson City. That's thanks to all of that sunshine that we saw today. Also, fairly breezy winds still remaining out of the south for a lot of us, anywhere from around 5 to 10 miles per hour, and those are going to remain southerly overnight tonight. With that and a little bit of extra cloud cover, we're only going to see temperatures bottoming out into the lower 60s. We're going to quickly drop into the upper 60s, lower 70s throughout the rest of the evening. But these temperatures that you're seeing right here are looking closer to our high temperatures as we head into your Wednesday. I'll have that and a tracking of the rest of our rain on the Wednesday heading into Thursday as well. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Tori, thank you very much. In today's health, its risk has increased due to Hurricane Matthew.
And after the break, why you might want to avoid your favorite dessert for a while.
You're taking a live look over the Missouri River at Roachport on this Tuesday afternoon. It's 5:08. This is KOMU 8 News, first at 5. Coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to KOMU 8 News First at 5. Beautiful live look over the Jefferson City area. We're still hanging on to fairly clear skies, and sunshine was another fairly warm one out there for us today. Most of us saw top temperatures into the upper 70s and lower 80s, but as expected, we have that cold front that's on the way for tomorrow. That's going to quickly drop us back up into the upper 60s, but that's looking like a morning high temperature for tomorrow. We're actually going to see dropping temperatures throughout the rest of Wednesday, hanging into the middle and lower 60s for the rest of Thursday and Friday. So we're going to be feeling like fall for at least a couple more days before we continue to ride that temperature roller coaster back into the upper 70s. Heading into Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be back in the 80s by next Monday as well. Temperatures out your door right now, though, still fairly mild for a lot of us. We're at 74 in Kansas City, 82 in St. Louis, but checking off to our northwest, you can see right where that cold front is sitting right now, kicking up a few extra clouds, maybe some light showers off to our northwest. So we are going to see increasing clouds throughout the rest of our evening and overnight hours tonight. That's going to keep temperatures fairly mild back into the middle and lower 60s for us. Most of us are going to wake up to a fairly dry commute very early on your Wednesday. Again, we are going to hang on to a lot of extra cloud cover to start our morning. Maybe a few more showers than what this particular computer model wants to put out. But really heading into the lunch hour and as early as 2 o'clock, I think that's going to be our best opportunity for maybe some stronger storms. Really not looking at a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity, but some heavier showers could arrive by between 2 and around 5 o'clock for your commute home on Wednesday. A lot of these want to stay a lot northward. I'm thinking most of the heavier showers look to stay along and south of I-70 throughout the middle part of our Wednesday afternoon. Otherwise, about 9:30, 10 o'clock on your Wednesday, most of these should start to be working their way out of the area, and actually high pressure in place behind that clears out our skies for the rest of Thursday, and it's actually looking like a much cooler but certainly drier day as we head into your Thursday morning. Overnight tonight, though, temperatures again remain fairly mild. We're only dropping to around 61 degrees. We are going to see a few showers possible after midnight. Otherwise, most of those return to us by the middle part of your Wednesday afternoon. Again, high temperatures around 67 degrees, but that occurs late in the morning. We're going to continue to see those dropping, and a nice wind shift out of the northwest. It is going to be a fairly breezy one tomorrow afternoon. Winds around 5 to up to 15 miles per hour throughout the day tomorrow. Again, we're back into the 60s for both Thursday and Friday. Our next opportunity for rain really looks minimal overnight Thursday and into early Friday morning. So Friday night football looking dry at this point, but again, temperatures are going to be fairly cool, really similar to where we were last week, back into the middle and upper 50s.
Have you heard what we debuted Friday?
I have.
Sky 8.
Jim's very excited about it.
Yeah. So I don't know if Sky 8 will be back this Friday or not.
I hope so.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
All right. Sounds good. The Coast Guard says the cleanup of 100 gallons of spilled diesel fuel in the Missouri River is complete. The fuel tank of a towing vessel ruptured yesterday, causing the spill. A boom was placed to stop the leak. About 3,000 gallons of an oily water mixture were removed from the river. The spill is not expected to affect the environment. Switching to a high-protein diet to lose weight might not be a bad idea.
Why researchers say the cost might outweigh the benefits.
U.S. Army air crews distributed help to communities in Haiti that were ruined by Hurricane Matthew. Airmen flew in on helicopters and unloaded food and supplies from the World Food Program for those living on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. Life is beginning to return to normal. Other areas remain closed because they have not been deemed safe yet. Airstrikes on the Syrian city of Aleppo killed at least 16 people today. The Aleppo Council says the death toll is likely to rise as rescue workers search for others. Aleppo has seen lots of fighting in recent months, with government forces and allies trying to capture neighborhoods surrounded by Syrian rebels. Today, France unveiled its first safe injection room for drug addicts. The health minister said the room is in response to a health emergency situation. Drug users will be given access to clean needles under medical supervision and in the presence of drug counselors. The conservative opposition group says it downplays the use of drugs.
Ahead for us, Donald Trump declares he is unshackled, and now a new attack ad shows us what that may look like as newly released hacked emails pose new questions for Hillary Clinton. We've got important news for anyone who takes calcium supplements and the nationwide scare that has sidelined Ronald McDonald on NBC Nightly News.
Police in two cities were involved in a high-speed chase this afternoon that ended with a suspect being tased and arrested. Police say the chase started when they responded to a report of a suspicious person at a department store. One person was arrested inside the store, but a man in a pickup truck drove away, heading the wrong way. After leading police on a chase, the driver got out of the car and started running. He was tased and later caught.
A food pantry in Marshfield has been forced to throw away more than 900 pounds of frozen hamburger meat because it was processed at a plant that wasn't federally certified. Marshfield is about 2 hours south of Columbia. Inspectors were apparently visiting a packing company in Seymour last week when they noticed the Webster County Food Pantry paid for the processing of some meat. Then they drove to the food pantry and instructed workers to toss the meat. The food pantry serves about 225 families each month. A study out of a medical school in St. Louis is causing some to second-guess the weight loss benefits of a high-protein diet. The Washington University School of Medicine found a link between a high risk of diabetes and high-protein diets. Researchers put one group on a high-protein diet. The other group consumed the recommended daily amount of protein. The study found women who ate the recommended quantity improved their insulin sensitivity. 1 million doses of the cholera vaccine will be sent to Haiti, according to a public health organization. Almost 30,000 cholera cases have been recorded already this year. Representatives of the organization say the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew has increased the risk of cholera in the country. And a recall on cookie dough is rippling through the food industry today. An Iowa dough company recalled items that may be contaminated with listeria. Following the company's lead, Bluebell Creamers is recalling its ice cream products made with the cookie dough, including the company's half gallons and pints. Listeria can cause serious health problems for those with weakened immune systems, particularly children and older adults.
Presidential debate wasn't the only political event this weekend. Coming up, who owns the title of Top Pumpkin?
new interchange in Jefferson City on U.S. Highway 50 has eased traffic lately, but the construction industry faces a major hurdle in future projects. KOMU8's Jacob Kornhauser is live from the capital city.
The interchange behind me is about 2 years old, but just 1 month from being completely finished. But a worker shortage in the construction industry could keep similar projects from being as successful in the future. Fewer and fewer young people are pursuing construction-related jobs. That's something the industry as a whole is working to fix. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Jacob Kornhauser, KOMU8 News.
Here's a look at what we're following for KOMU8 News at 6. A look into adjusting to life in mid-Missouri as a refugee and the services the community provides.
Plus, a Missouri museum curator is stepping down following criticism of an exhibit. That's coming up at 6 o'clock. Ever heard of an underwater pumpkin carving contest? Divers were challenged to keep their pumpkins from floating while they carved their artwork. This year's theme was politics and featured Hillary Clinton and Donald Trumpkin. Oh boy. An entry representing undecided voters won top honors.
All right, we're going to continue to see increasing cloud cover, but fairly mild conditions overnight tonight. Lows are right around 61 degrees. More rain is on the way and a big cool down for the second half of the work week.
That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great night.